What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another rugby video on the Rugby channel. Today we're going to be talking about Rugby 20, and I have some massive interesting news. It was done on an interview just before the phase 1 of the game came out. I think the interview was taken in some gaming festival, possibly Gamescom, and it's an interview with a developer of Rugby 20 asking some key questions. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome back to another video on the Rugby channel. Please make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the notification button, as well as please go ahead and follow us on our social media platforms to be up to date with the channel. Okay, so in an interview with Game Reactor, they were interviewing the developers from Rugby 20, and some really interesting things were pointed out. So this is basically what the developer had to say, which is Clement Nicolin. He's the interactive product manager at Big Ben. So make sure you go ahead and check out their website, and I'm going to show you the video of what he had to say now.
I'm with Clement, who's working on the game Rugby 20. And Clement, what is this game?
Well, it's a simulation of rugby. You know, at the World Cup is coming out this year, on the Six Nations in February, etc. We have a studio, Eco Software, a Parisian studio that have been working on a rugby game like 2 years ago, Rugby 18. That was their first try, let's say, of a rugby game. And now we are 2 years later, and they are coming with a new game, like much more depth in that, tactical option, etc., much more complete, and that's what we are presenting today. I think you need to love the sport, right? You will not play Madden if you're not into American football, etc. So I think it's a game that we made for rugby fans. That's why we want a game which is a simulation where you have a lot of tactical option. This kind of option you will do with your real coach if you're playing rugby in real life before a match, etc. Adapt to your opponents, etc. Define which player will do, etc. Really, all the options you will do with a real team, a real club, you can find in the game, and that's why I think we think that the fans of the sport will be really define what they want to do here. It's difficult because there is a lot of interaction between players, right? It's not like football where you touch the ball and there is some tackle, right? But here it's like violent tackle, as you will say. So it's a lot of work for the studio to work in motion capture, to have all the animation of players, to the collision between players, etc. So it's a lot of work to do that, obviously. And then it's a complex sport with 15 versus 15 and a lot of rules. So it's complex to put it in the game, but now it's ready. And to explain it to players as well, there is tutorials that will explain to beginners what is rugby about and then how to master all the technical aspects. So in the game, right now, like we have the beta coming out, which will feature only national teams. There is 20 national teams in that. So basically, you have all the teams that will make it to the World Cup this year. And then later, when the game will release, that will be in February, you will have some national championship as well. So we will have the top 14, Pro D2, Gallagher Championship, and Guinness Pro 14. That are really the biggest league in Europe, and you will be able to find all the clubs and all the players that are playing there. In rugby, well, there is like some countries, like for example New Zealand, that you don't know it a lot from soccer. Sometimes they make it to the World Cup, but they are not a major country, right? But in rugby, they are the big boss. The big boss of the sport, and that's what is good with rugby as well. You have some new country that are really specialized in these sports, and they're really trying to find their way there. You have the Wales as well. Wales, which is really a good team, especially at the moment. So I think there is like a bit fresh in terms of country. You will see during the World Cup. You will see in the game, and that's good because it brings like some vibration to fans as well. For the moment, so we are each 2 years. We did Rugby 18, or we are doing Rugby 20. It could become an annual franchise. To be honest, that's not something that have been decided yet, but it could, yeah. But what I can tell you is that that's not the last one we want to do. We want to continue exploring and getting better and better each time. I think there is two main things that have been changed. The first one is really in terms of animation, like the studio really redo all the modeling of the player, and they redo all the animation, so in motion capture, to have really something realistic. And the second one is the tactical options, like now you really can play in all way that you do in modern rugby. Like you can play in pause, like in 1-3-3-1, in 2-4-2. I think that will talk to rugby fans. You can do offload as well, so he's doing a pass after the contact with someone, etc. So really try to give the player a lot of option and to have a game like really looking like modern rugby today. Yes, sir. Of course, I'm a rugby fan. I used to play rugby. My favorite part, I think.
Were you good?
I was not at professional level or something. I was good back in my hometown maybe, but not in a bigger town. Yeah, the part I enjoyed most, I think, is this kind of mind game that can start between two really good players, since you have a lot of options that you can play with and adaptation, etc. So there is really all this mind game that can start between two players, and it really looks like intense. It's intense to play actually, because you have a lot of decisions to make, and when you finish the game, you win it. You really feel happy, and that's what I like. Well, actually, yeah. Like since Rugby, we want it to be really faithful with reality. So what we know, of course, about rugby, like how it should be made, etc. Everybody try to get some insight to have it something really enjoyable and that fan will really recognize in the game. It's coming out in PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That will be for end of January, actually just before the Six Nations. But before that, we have a beta that will open on the 12th of September. The idea, if you pre-order the game, you get a direct access. You can play directly the game in beta. That's on PS4 and Xbox One.
Google Stadia, is that something you're considering?
Well, I think that's probably the future of gaming in some sense. Maybe not for hardcore gamer. I don't know. As a hardcore gamer, I'm not really interested in it right now. But well, give it some time, and I'm pretty sure they will do something good with it.
Thank you so much, Clément, for telling us about Rugby 20. And for any more information about the game, check out your local Game Reactor site.
And there you have it, guys. That's everything the Rugby 20 developer had to say. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Please make sure you go ahead and leave a like to show your support, and comment. Let me know what you thought of this interview. It was pretty interesting. Also, as well, please make sure you go ahead and check out the interviewer, which is Game Reactor. They are obviously cover loads of gaming stuff, and they have an article about this. So please make sure you go ahead and check them out. Subscribe if you haven't already. We cover everything to do with Rugby 20, especially rugby gaming, like Rugby Challenge 4 as well. So please make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And follow my social media. I've been Andrew. I will see you in another upload. Peace out, guys.